I just want to say uh, what we're having is a clear case that I will leave Nigerians to be a judge of. But truly, let me just leave this with this statement. If anyone truly, uh, if anyone truly explain Nigeria to you and you understand, sincerely, it is either how is it being said again?
There's something wrong with
It
you,
is either there is something
or
wrong with
the
you,
government is giving you something.
or the government is giving you something. Because I am so angry right now at what is happening in this
Angry.
country.
Angry, kid.
You see,
This is what is making you angry.
like
Why
it is no something. It is so funny. It is so funny that if you are that person that have Nigeria at heart, you will be so angry. Angry not because of what is done, angry because those in power things that an average Nigeria does not know what they are doing.
Godwin.
You get?
Godwin. When they told us that snake swallowed billions, what did we do? That was real. When they told us that a group of monkey came into an office and carted away with billions, what was that? When they told us that rats chased the president out of his office, what was that?
A rat story. Monkey story.
It's today the first time you are hearing things like this about Nigeria. Why is this one a surprise? If okay, you believe that you can believe that a snake swallowed money, snake and monkey took money away, billions. No,
Comrade, off your mic, please.
no.
I
Now
think
that was how
getting
it
to that
started.
point.
So what is there is nothing surprising about Nigeria. No matter see, I can't get angry because do you know how the other nations see us? Do you know how Nigeria is actually being seen on the world map? So imagine another country sitting down and then something like this shows up on their TV station, and you are hearing that under the presidency and not Haba. And now you are coming to tell us that it is fake. The video we watched just gave us a very clear analysis. How do you go to a CBN to open an account, Godwin? If it was a different case, if you had gone to any commercial bank, you went to the Central Bank of Nigeria and an account was created for you.
And you have budgetary allocation.
How? National Assembly scrutinized it and approved it, passed it to the Senate. The Senate approved, and the president signed. You went to the Federal Secretariat. The civil service, the head of Civil Service Commission, approved staffs for you because he personally cannot employ. You have to go to the Federal Civil Service. A portal was opened. People applied. People got job. People came for interview, and they had over 150 staffs. And then you wake up one morning and tell us it is fake. So am I supposed to say it is true or it is not? When you told us that monkey took money and snake swallowed billion, I believed you. So if you still come to tell me that this one is still fake, I will still believe. Nigeria, have you heard of the statement that Nigeria is a zoo? Have you heard people say things like that? We do things, you see, things that they do, things happen, just as you were saying, these our politicians sees us, they see us like we don't think, we don't have sense. So somebody can sit down tomorrow now and say, let's cook up something, let's give these people something. Either they make it come as a distraction. That is one thing our government knows how to do. And that is one key thing in politics. Just be good at creating distractions. Distract people from the main thing. Make them focus on something. And after a few weeks, it dies off. The world continues. Distractions. And also, see them as fools. In a country where we have professors, in a country where we have scientists, in a country where we have learned people, in a country where we have lawyers, we have sons, You come and you cook, you tell us these things as if you are talking to a kindergarten. There are even certain things you will tell a child. The child will tell you, "Uncle, you are lying." There are certain things you will tell a child. They will tell you, "Uncle, you are lying." Now you come, you with boldness, you look at us, and after all these things have happened, let's just imagine that it is true. Let's imagine it is true. It is a fake commission. Let's just imagine it is true. It is enough reason for you to now start, okay, if this one is true, let's now see how many more. How much more was this budget parted? How many more are in this budget that we don't know? Is it not a call to probably now start scrutinizing this government? Scrutinizing the government of Nigeria as a whole? If this thing of this magnitude can happen, then tell me other loopholes that are in this administration that we don't know. This is just one that you know of. How much more do you not know of, Godwin? How much more do the average Nigerian not know of? A man just sits down, pad something, send this to add it into the national budget. The president himself carries it and takes to the Senate and submit, and money is being paid to you. You are just eating 1.3 billion, if I'm not mistaken. 1.3 billion. Let's imagine it is fake. How much more things are fake?
All right, Sumto, truly, it is a pathetic state for us as a people and as a nation. And the key question is, how did we get here? It's a question that we have to ask ourselves. When are we going to see a light at the end of this tunnel? But the conversation is still ongoing. Venerable, I want to really bring you into this conversation, and I'm struggling to tilt my question to you because you even at the backstage you have already started digging into issues as regards this particular matter. But in all, let me allow you to freely express your thoughts. What is your take on this?
Well, let me start from where Sonto was saying, if other nations of the world see this or see this on the television. You see, my eldest brother in the UK forwarded this video to me to wake me up this morning. I said, "Can you see what I'm seeing here?" So the whole world is already, I have seen it already. And I didn't know what to say. I simply told him that Nigeria is really a wonderland. That was my reply. Nigeria is really a wonderland where anything can happen, and each day comes with a different story.
Drama.
Now, I was just laughing when you were talking that while I was laughing when you were talking about snake, monkey, rat. I said, thank God this is human being.
This one is a human being, no? Is it not better? It's a human being. It's not an animal that took it now.
It's better human being chop the body than
snake and monkey. Take it to the bush and do what it is.
So, well, that is on a lighter note. But I want to say categorically that many people are involved in this. It's not just about
it's not one man.
No. Many people are involved. And I think from what I was hearing this morning, the man is already talking.
Yeah, he's already implicating.
He's already implicating highly placed figure and talking about what the money that has changed hands.
Yeah.
So what we need to watch out for is to know whether this will be swept under the carpet and whether some people's sin will be forgiven because they belong to a particular political party. So that is what Nigerians should watch out for. But there's, like as we were saying, there's no way any person can convince us that many people were not involved in this thing. There's no way you can enter into the secretariat. Who cleared that very apartment
for him?
I mean, that space.
Who furnished it?
Who furnished it? Who cleared the place for him? Allocated that very place. See, before I could get a space for prayers in the National Assembly when the chaplaincy was created. I knew what I passed through. I have to get serving senators, people, write, go and explain things. The DSS had to clear me. Within the National Assembly, they have to go and face panel of DSS to defend, to show to them what I'm doing. They check my background, and I have to write to the clerk of the National Assembly. Then the clerk referred it to so many people, different offices minuted on it before I got to DSS. After DSS have cleared, before I now went back, before the clerk of the National Assembly approved it, then I have to now go to the sergeant at arm, who was to search to know where I will have a place that will be operating from. So that is just to have a place to pray. Then if I have to go through that process, you want to tell me that somebody who got a space in the National Secretariat just went here, back in there, and people were not in that space before? That is number one. Then let's go to the presidency. How do you create such an agency in the name of the presidency and you think government will not know overnight? You can't do that. There are channels that government have to get no information at will. What is the work of DSS? So somebody was aware. People were aware.
A lot of people
of people are involved in this very crime. Then go from how do you slot in a budget line into the national budget that is going to be presented by the president to the National Assembly without people getting to know? How do you go through the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the harmonization process, which is the last process before approval? How do you go through all those processes without any person discovering
that there's something wrong?
There's something wrong here. How do you, let's leave that side and go back to the account issue. How do you open accounts, several accounts in the name of government without central bank discovering that something is wrong here?
Even opened with CBN.
With CBN. So something is totally wrong. So this is a syndicate with a high profile.
We didn't talk about civil service giving him staffs to work with him. 150.
Yes, a staff of civil service. I mean,
head of Civil Service Commission had to approve.
So I think something really went wrong there. And if government want to be honest, they should try to come out and be truthful to Nigeria. And like they shouldn't make us feel like we did not go to school. Things like this always remember me of my encounter with our former Baba. And one day he asked me to draft a letter, and I drafted the letter and go and give to him. He read through and said, Unuayan, go and rewrite this letter. There's something I want in this letter, he never show. Then I carried the letter and go and redrafted it and brought it back. He looked at it again and said, Unuayan, take this letter back, go and rewrite this letter. There's something you don't want to put in this letter, and Then I went and drafted it the third time. When I brought it, after looking at it, he said, Unuayan, come, don't be only you go school. Me too. I go to school. I have to pause it to laugh and say, Papa, what do you want me to really put here? Now, all of us go school. Nigeria is no longer the Nigeria of those days where you come out and you throw a thing like this.
And people just swallow it hook, line, and
like that. So, no, we are past that stage. On a very serious note, what this thing is proving to us is that criminals are governing this country. what this is proving to us. In fact, one of the names the man is already mentioning.
The head
When
of chief of
when
staff.
when somebody heard of the name just now, he said, "Can you see it? Can you see it?" He said, "These are the people that they have cases in abroad. They all of them have no baggages they brought from abroad."
Allegedly, he has mentioned the chief of staff as one of those that aided him in creating this.
So we have a big issue in our hands already. And just when I saw this case yesterday, I said, "Oh no, this is actually proving to the world that Nigeria is the headquarter
of corruption.
of corruption."
Did you also see the picture of himself with the current EFCC chairman, where they shook hand? I think he went to probably pay him a courtesy visit, and then now
Are you
all of
talking
a
of
sudden,
this,
yeah, exactly this image. So this is it. So how is it? Okay, if how is it that he went to the EFCC office and the EFCC did not see anything fishy about the commission as at then? This happens to be the governing body of the Economic Financial Crime Commission. So this is him taking a picture with the EFCC chairman.
Oh, this man.
And then you are now telling me this is the EFCC chairman.
This guy is something else.
And then you are telling me, you're telling me,
This guy is something else. Because I'm just looking at him. If this kind of a man says it is his turn to govern
it is his
Nigeria,
he will do it.
he will just do it.
No.
And just go away with it.
He has had meetings. He has had meetings with head of institution establishment. Probably dignitaries also from other countries
Yes.
were sent to go to represent, because it was more like a foreign will I say a body under the foreign ministry, something, because they probably shared the same function. You could see white men going to visit ambassadors. Probably he has attended seminars. Who invited him for those seminars? How was the invitation extended to him? He has probably even traveled abroad to probably represent Nigeria in some.
Yes,
He has represented Nigeria
in many functions.
in many and those functions while he's traveling, he has to be budgeted. It has to be budgeted in his traveling allowance, in his feeding allowance, in everything he gets to do in that office. And then all of a sudden you tell me that if he was not part of those that were giving cars as one of Abba.
All right. So a whole lot.
Nigeria has people.
Nigeria is a very.
a-
I saw something.
It's a
I
wonderland.
saw something.
All right. So,
It was more like a meme. They said Nigeria is like the comedy station of heaven. That if the angels wants to laugh, they just look down to Nigeria and then they just see something, they laugh, and then they focus. It's like a comedy station. That is why God loves us so much and does not want to destroy us, because we are giving heaven joy. I saw a meme like that and I just laughed. I don't know if it is true.
Oh my
That's
God.
why it's a very funny place.
All
Things
right.
happen and even the devil himself will be like, wow.
Wow.
These guys are so creative. They are very smarter than me. I can't even do up to what these guys are doing. These guys are doing well.
all right. Thank you all so much. It's a good thing that despite the severity of the issue at hand, we still take our time to just laugh at it, because we hardly see the end of this kind of thing in our country called Nigeria. So much is on the table, and I thank God that all of us here right in the studio have raised issues, because when we begin to look at holding this person to account, which they have done, he will begin to call names, and I wonder how much he would last and how well he will not still come out to change his narrative. But I bet that he would not, because the indictment on his head is one that will take him away for a very long time.
Very long time.
And
So
now
it's
this
better he just
speak out.
speak out.
But-
Let him not carry the burden alone.
But variable, the case here is that those involved are not just, I don't know if it would be right for me to say, not just ordinary men,
this kind of
high
works,
profile
this kind of
personality.
thing, Godwin, need an insider.
Okay, let me ask
Not
you.
just anyhow
Let me
insider.
ask you this, Somto. Do you think even the presidency itself can take itself out of this allegation?
Okay, Godwin, see how this thing works. You know, there is this thing called, there's this of their office, the office is called the office of the presidency. It doesn't necessarily mean it is the president. You know, the viceroy, there are also office of the vice presidency. There are offices under the vice presidency and there are offices under the presidency. That is why sometimes when circulars are released, you hear from the presidency. Sometimes it's not necessarily the president speaking. It's just that they also have the authority to represent the president. So the president has it's more like, how do I? It's just let's take, for example, now the Church of Nigeria. You have the office of the General Secretary.
Indeed.
And the office of the General Secretary has his own staffs that work with him. You have the office of the Primacy. The Primacy also has people work. So now, the office of the presidency, there is the president, and then under his office, there are also certain organizations. I think there's this office, NICPC, something like that in JOS. I think that works under the office of the vice president. There are a lot of offices that are located. So this one in particular is under the office of the presidency. So it is possible that the president himself is not even aware, because he doesn't know, he might not even know the number of offices that are under the presidency.
All right.
So when you become a president, there are offices that are already under you. So your advisors advise you, and you just place people in those offices to see it running. So he might not even know that there is this office that is under him. That is where his chief of staffs, his chief of staff in particular, these are the people that run these offices under his presidency. So that is why when this man is coming to allege that the chief of staff himself has a hand in this, it's just to show you that he is the highest person within the office of the presidency to appoint these things, because the ministers are all under, hope you're aware, the minister, they're all under the chief of staff. They report to him. So all these offices under the presidency reports to the chief of staff. So the chief of staff can actually make something like this. So the president might not even know
all
that
right.
there is an office like
Venerable,
this.
before I come to you, I just want to read out a comment from an anonymous writer here. And the person is on account of bringing people to book when it comes to this case. This person wrote, he said, if Dr. Betta Idu could be sacked as the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, over 585 million naira scandal. If Halima Shehu, former national coordinator, National Social Investment Program Agency, NSIPA, could be suspended, arrested by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, over unauthorized and suspicious movement of 44 billion from government accounts into private accounts. And the person also said, if Professor Tahi Maman, former Minister of Education, could be sacked due to administrative shortcomings and failure to meet the administrative specific key performance metrics, and if Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, former Minister of Women Affairs, could be sacked over repeated public controversy. I take that again, over repeated public controversy, public spat with civil servants and general performance issue. The person is asking, now tell me, why should President Bola Ahmed Tinubu spare Femi Gbajabiamila, who has brought nothing but continuous controversy and scandal to his administration? And the person is also saying, should there be one standard for some officials and another for others? If allegation and controversies were enough to remove ministers and top government officials in the past, why should this case be treated differently? Now, these are questions, and then Somto have raised the issue of so many ministers are answerable to the chief of staff.
Yeah.
And now, this is where we've landed ourselves. This same office have scrutinized a whole lot of ministers and have sent them packing. as regards to reporting to the president. Now, this same office is now being scrutinized. Where does the president stand in all of this? Should Femi not be held to account?
Well, this issue is a very big scandal on this administration.
Very, very.
And like what Santo was trying to explain, don't be surprised that Mr. President is not aware of this, and he will also be dumbfounded like the way we are dumbfounded. I say, this my boys can be terrible. You mean all these things is happening under my nose? And just imagine the president telling the wife, come on, what I'm seeing in the television, is this real? How can all these my boys say they are not involved in this? I think this is going to ruin the reputation of Mr. President completely, if there's any reputation remaining. So he should wake up and do the needful. And anyone that Adeyemi mentioned in this matter, it should immediately be stepped down from whichever office that the person is holding, and let the person face serious interrogation and investigation, and let's get to the root of it. That is the only way the presidency can clear themselves of this from this very mess that is before the whole world.
Let me add to what the Venerable said. Earlier on we talked about selfless leaders. If you watch movies, probably mostly political movies from the whites, you discover that they try as much as possible to keep the president away from scandals.
Yes.
That is why you hear, as soon as something, if probably the chief of staff probably did something in the interest of the president, but he knows that when it comes out, it is going to implicate the president. One of the things he does is, before it comes out, he tenders his resignation to save the president from the embarrassment.
Can that happen?
That is why I said we don't even have selfless leaders. We do not. It is expected in every you have seen cases even in US where the chief of staff resign. They feel like, if I remain here, it's going to be a detriment to your administration. I don't want you to feel so. Accept my resignation, and the president, even in his pain, will have to accept the resignation letter of that his chief of staff or whichever minister at all, just because he wants to save his administration. It is expected in a country where it works, where all of these things are happening. If probably the chief of staff knows that he is probably he knows what is going on, the most honorable thing for him to do is to tell that the moment he does that, he saves the president from whatever scandal that will come out of it. But we don't, rather what they will do is they would see how they can manipulate the judiciary, manipulate due process, and indict you alone to go down for it. Meanwhile, they themselves will stand exonerated from all of it all. That is why Nigeria will continue to be far from development.
All right.
No, this is going to affect 2027 general election, because it's an eye-opener about what is going on. And that is why Mr. President must wake up and do something, because so many people are involved.
Would that be why, Venerable, they have declared this issue sub judice as regards to people commenting on it?
So let them put sub judice beside this time, because people have to talk about this thing.
Venerable,
People have to talk about, because if people are not even talking about it, you'll be so surprised that the judiciary will also get themselves messed up and involved.
Do you remember one of the ministers of this current administration that did not have a degree?
Yeah.
It was forged. Who submitted? Did it not still pass through the same chief of staff?
I think EFCC just snapped that minister recently at the Abuja airport.
You get, these are things that have actually been fishy about this current administration, because all these things, they pass through the chief of staff. How do you do these things? You have the face of the presidency has already been indicted a long time ago. This is just a bigger one, because you appointed the minister that does not have a degree, and this same minister happened to hold an NYSC certificate. How did he get it? So
All
these are
right.
part of the things we are talking about.
Thank you so much, Sumto. Thank you so much, Venerable. Indeed, just like I said when we were about to unleash this big elephant in the room, that if anyone explain Nigeria to you and you understand, you should just come. Sumto will give you a certificate for understanding Nigeria. That is indeed on a lighter note. But we will be moving on to another.